You don't understand. This place isn't your simple village. If you ruin the lady's meal again, you'll be out immediately. Zuri responded calmly, her eyes steady. You may doubt me, but I came here with sincerity and skill. I'm not someone easily intimidated by threats. My purpose is to heal Abony's heart and palate, not to fight for power. The butler was firm but couldn't deny the strength of the honesty in Zuri's words. In a small village amid the arid lands of Africa, there lived a young girl named Zuri. Despite the hardships, scarcity, and harsh nature surrounding her, Zuri always kept a steadfast flame in her heart, the dream of becoming a skilled chef to help her family and change her destiny. Every day, Zuri helped her mother prepare meals from the simple ingredients they grew or gathered themselves. Though humble, she always knew how to turn dishes into rich, flavorful meals filled with the warmth of home. The villagers often came to enjoy Zuri's cooking, seeing her as a precious gem of the village. Zuri's family was poor. Her father had long left, leaving her mother and 3 younger siblings to struggle together. Sometimes, Zuri would sit by the stream, gazing toward the distant horizon where the lavish city lay, hoping that one day she could bring the flavors of her homeland to the world. The dazzling city lights and the bustling sounds of traffic unmistakably reflected the prosperity of the Kamau family. Yet inside the luxurious mansion perched on a hill overlooking the city, a large, quiet, and cold room held the silent worries of billionaire Kamau. Abony, his only daughter, lay in bed with a scowl on her face and eyes full of disdain as she looked at the plate of food placed before her. It was a colorful dinner, carefully prepared by the private chef. But Abony refused to touch it. No! I won't eat this, she snapped arrogantly, her eyes flashing with contempt. Why does anyone have to force me to eat what I don't like? I'm not a child. Malik, the head chef, stood outside the door with a grim expression. He had tried every way to please the billionaire's daughter but failed each time. Every refusal not only disappointed him but also worsened Abony's health day by day. Meals had never been simple for Abony. Born into wealth and pampered since childhood, she carried deep wounds few understood. A past trauma had gradually stripped away her interest in food and the joy of living. No matter what dishes were served, even the most luxurious ones prepared by top chefs, Abony was never satisfied. She was so picky that even a single grain of salt or a slight aroma could irritate her. She showed her difficult nature openly with cold eyes and blunt refusals. I don't want to eat this. It's too greasy, she said to her father when he entered the room. Billionaire Kamau, a powerful and famous man, though successful in his career, felt helpless facing his daughter. He stepped closer, gently placing his hand on her shoulder, saying, Abony, I know you're struggling. But you have to eat to stay strong to get through this. Please try one more time for me. But Abony turned away, her eyes flashing with dissatisfaction and the pride of a hurt young woman. You don't understand. Nothing makes me feel comfortable anymore. Her refusal was not just about eating. It was a deep sign of pain and loneliness in her soul. Everyone in the family and around noticed the change, the decline in her health, but no one could find a way to make her open up. Grace, Kamau's mother and the one who tried hardest to care for Abony, sighed with worry. It's not just picky eating, she's losing faith in the world outside. At lavish parties where Kamau's business partners and family friends gathered, Abony always sat quietly in a corner, dressed in expensive clothes but with a lifeless face and cold, proud eyes. She rarely spoke and almost never joined conversations, sitting there like a distant princess guarding her secrets. Along with that pride was an inexplicable harshness toward any dish. The chefs had to try many times to make a dish that met her taste, but success was rare. Each failure only made her more distant. This put the Kamau family under great stress. Kamau understood that to save his daughter, he needed a miracle, either a dish or a person who could touch her heart and palate, awakening the lost joy of life. And in his darkest despair, the story of a girl from a poor countryside named Zuri began to echo in Kamau's mind. A girl who could cook simple traditional dishes full of warmth, who might make Abony smile again and gradually regain her health. The charity food festival in Kamau City was bustling with excitement and anticipation. All eyes were on Zuri's booth, the young girl from a small village, offering simple dishes rich with the flavors of her homeland. Zuri stood confidently at her makeshift kitchen, skillfully seasoning each dish. She prepared spicy peanut sauce with grilled corn, a traditional dish from her village, blending the creamy richness of peanut butter with the bold heat of distinctive spices. The grilled corn, fragrant with a slight char, added a subtle sweetness and crisp texture that perfectly complemented the bold sauce. Hassan, Billionaire Kamau, and his daughter Abony approached the booth. Onlookers stared intently as the proud girl stepped forward, her eyes seeming to wait only to reject the food. Zuri smiled gently and greeted, "Hello, Abony. I'm honored to serve you today." Abony nodded coldly, her voice dry. "I'll try it. But I'm not promising anything." Zuri placed a small, colorful plate before Abony. It was piled with golden kernels of corn, coated in a fragrant, bright red peanut sauce. "Please enjoy," Zuri said with rare confidence. Abony eyed the plate seriously, used her chopsticks to pick up a piece of grilled corn dipped in the peanut sauce, and slowly brought it to her mouth. The entire hall fell silent, watching every expression cross her face. At first, Abony frowned. The familiar spicy and creamy flavors caught her off guard. Then suddenly, her eyes lit up, and her lips curved slightly, as if she had just discovered something very special. She whispered, "Delicious. Really, this is the first thing that's tasted good to me in months." People around murmured in amazement. Some whispered, "I can't believe the proud girl actually likes such a simple dish." Zuri beamed, her eyes shining with joy. "I'm so happy you like it. This is a family recipe passed down from my grandmother." Abony looked at Zuri with curiosity mixed with admiration. Who are you? How can you cook so well?" Zuri humbly replied, "My name is Zuri, from a small village outside the city. This dish is my way of preserving the flavors of home and sharing them with everyone." Hassan stepped beside his daughter, offering a rare smile at her brightened eyes. He quietly said to Zuri, "You truly have talent. Maybe you're the girl I've been searching for." Still stunned, Abony spoke up. "I want more. Can I have another plate?" Zuri nodded happily. "Of course, I'll make as much as you want." The hall erupted into applause as, for the first time, Kamau's picky and difficult daughter smiled and eagerly ate a simple dish. Everyone recognized the miraculous change beginning from the cooking of the girl named Zuri. The charity event gradually came to a close, the twinkling lights slowly dimming, yet the magical glow of Zuri's dish lingered in the minds of many, especially in Billionaire Kamau's heart. Hassan stood silently for a long moment beside the small booth of the girl from a distant village. He couldn't forget the radiant look and fleeting smile on Abony's face, something no one had managed to do until now. He stepped closer, his voice warm but filled with respect. "What is your name? I want to hear more about your story." Zuri looked up, slightly surprised, but her clear eyes revealed her pride. "My name is Zuri, sir. I come from a small village called Kijiji." Hassan nodded, a rare smile appearing on his usually stern face. "I've heard much about the special dishes from your village through some people, but never had the chance to taste them myself until today. Would you like to try a new life, somewhere you can develop your talents?" Zuri fell silent for a moment, her heart pounding fast upon hearing the unexpected offer. The childhood dream of a life beyond the poor village now became clearer than ever. "I am very grateful for your offer. I'm ready to learn and work with all my heart." Billionaire Kamau turned to his assistant and said, "Arrange for her to come work for my family, as Abony's personal chef." The assistant bowed and accepted the order. "Yes, sir." Zuri felt the eyes of many around her, some surprised, some doubtful. She knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy. But for the first time, she saw a real chance to change her fate. On her first day at the Kamau mansion, Zuri stepped into the luxurious space she had only known through stories. The aromas of various spices and diverse dishes overwhelmed her senses. But instead of fear, Zuri felt excitement. A fierce flame of passion to express herself ignited within her. Mrs. Grace, Kamau's mother, approached with gentle eyes and a hint of curiosity. "Hello, Zuri. You're the one who's rekindled my granddaughter's spirit, right? I'm very pleased to meet you." Zuri bowed respectfully. I am honored to work with you and your family." Even Abony, once proud and difficult, stepped forward with a different look, mixed with curiosity and hope. "Hello, Zuri. I've heard you're very talented. I look forward to enjoying many delicious dishes from you." Zuri smiled brightly. "I will do my best to satisfy you." In front of the family and staff, Zuri began preparing the first ingredients for dinner. Her hands moved skillfully, with neat and professional motions, though sometimes still bearing the simplicity of a village girl. Hassan watched every gesture, feeling both surprised and confident. This was the precious gem he had been searching for all along. He stepped closer, smiling. "Your talent exceeds expectations. I believe you will not only heal my daughter's palate, but also enrich the culinary culture here." Zuri deeply felt the responsibility on her shoulders. She knew the journey ahead would be full of challenges, but today she had officially stepped into a new world, where her talent and soul could truly shine. Stepping into Billionaire Kamau's magnificent mansion, Zuri quickly realized she was not only entering a new world but also facing countless challenges. The luxurious atmosphere, modern equipment, and strict rules made her feel unfamiliar and pressured. The chefs in the kitchen eyed her warily, especially Malik, the longtime head chef, accustomed to power and unwilling to accept newcomers. He constantly tried to undermine Zuri, setting harsh demands and even belittling her talents in front of colleagues. Zuri often felt exhausted, but her strong will wouldn't let her give up. She knew she had to work twice as hard to prove her worth among people used to the extravagant environment. Sometimes she silently told herself, "I didn't come here just to cook, but to change my life and help little Abony." Despite the difficulties, her sincerity and talent gradually won over those around her. Each passing day, Zuri learned more and took one step closer to her dream. In the early days working at the mansion, Zuri always felt the scrutinizing gaze, especially from Abony, the proud and picky billionaire's daughter. Whenever Zuri prepared a dish, Abony would stand at a distance, her eyes half doubtful, as if testing Zuri's talent and perseverance. One afternoon, after Zuri brought a bowl of mildly spicy peanut butter soup, Abony looked at the plate but hesitated to take a spoonful. She sighed softly and said, "I don't know if this will suit me. I've tried so many things, but nothing has made me happy." Zuri smiled gently and sat down nearby. "I understand how that feels. When I was young, I also lost faith in food. But every dish tells a story, a memory, a message of love from those who care. I want to help you find that joy again." Abony looked at Zuri, her eyes suddenly warming. "Do you really think food can do that?" "I believe so," Zuri said softly. "Food not only nourishes the body but also cares for the soul. I won't give up." For the first time, Abony touched the soup with a spoon and tasted it. The gentle, spicy flavor made her smile softly, a smile that hadn't appeared in a long time. "This is really good," Abony said, eyes wide. "Thank you, Zuri. Maybe you'll be the one to help me live again." From that day, an invisible bond began to form between the two girls. Not just friendship but deep empathy and trust. Abony started looking forward to Zuri's meals, and Zuri learned to understand the hidden pains of the proud young girl. Together, they shared and healed through simple, meaningful meals, turning the grand mansion into a warm place of family and hope. Zuri's arrival was like a fresh breeze blowing into the quiet but tense life within the Kamau mansion. Not everyone was pleased with her growing importance in the billionaire's family, especially Malik, the longtime head chef who considered himself the king of the kitchen. Malik looked at Zuri with envy and resentment. Every time she entered the kitchen, dressed simply like a village girl, he felt his power and status slipping away. Determined to bring her down, he vowed to drive her out by any means. One day, while Zuri was preparing a special dish for Abony, Malik quietly swapped her fresh ingredients with cheap, spoiled ones, intending to ruin the meal and embarrass her in front of the Kamau family. When the dish was brought to Abony's room, Zuri immediately sensed something was wrong. Cold sweat trickled down her forehead. But instead of panicking, she calmly returned to the kitchen and silently adjusted the seasoning with what remained, striving to save the situation. At that moment, Malik approached, his voice challenging. Don't think I don't know what tricks you're playing here. Never think you can step into my kitchen without paying the price. If you ruin the lady's meal again, I won't forgive you. Zuri replied calmly but firmly. Mr. Malik, I'm not here to fight or sabotage. I just want to care for Abony with my heart and talent. I'm not afraid of difficulties, nor am I afraid of schemes like the ones you're trying. Malik sneered, disdainful. Your words are just the arrogance of someone who doesn't know their place. I've worked here over 20 years. No one can replace me. Remember that. Unfazed, Zuri's eyes sharp and determined. Your position is earned through talent and honesty. I will prove my worth by those, not by deceit. In the end, despite the sabotage, Abony enjoyed Zuri's dish with trusting eyes. The smile on her lips was a small but vital victory, strengthening Zuri's resolve in the tough battle ahead. Life in the Kamau mansion was no longer peaceful. But with sincerity and a strong will, Zuri was ready to fight to protect her dreams and, more importantly, the deepening bond between her and Abony. The tense atmosphere in the Kamau mansion grew even heavier when an unexpected event occurred. One afternoon, as soft sunlight filtered through the living room window, Abony suddenly collapsed, her face pale and body limp, causing everyone to panic. "I'm fine," she tried to say, but her weak voice only deepened their worry. Billionaire Kamau was immediately informed, his face turning stern. He urged everyone to call a doctor right away. Yet in that critical moment, only Zuri remained calm. Zuri rushed to Abony's side, placing her hand on the girl's forehead and feeling the fever quickly subside. She saw the exhaustion wasn't just physical but also mental, knowing that recovery would require more than medicine. It needed a special nutritional plan. "Wait! I can help," Zuri said with determination. "Let me prepare a nutritious and easily digestible meal for Abony right now. This is the best way for her to regain strength quickly." At first, Kamau doubted her, but he partially trusted Zuri's dedication and talent. He nodded, "Do it. I believe in you." In the spacious kitchen, Zuri swiftly selected the freshest ingredients. Leafy greens, fresh fish, whole grains, and mild spices, all blended into a nourishing porridge with a delicate aroma. She carefully cooked step by step, ensuring no valuable nutrients were lost. When the porridge was brought to Abony's room, Zuri gently helped her eat spoonful by spoonful. Each bite seemed to breathe new life into the girl's body. Gradually, Abony's health noticeably improved. Opening her eyes, Abony looked at Zuri with deep gratitude. "Thank you, Zuri. I feel much better now." Kamau stood outside the door, his eyes filled with emotion. He stepped inside and spoke to Zuri with unprecedented sincerity. "You saved my daughter, not just with food, but with your heart and understanding. I misjudged you." Zuri bowed humbly. "I only did what I could." Kamau gazed into the distance, as if pondering a great secret waiting to be revealed. He thought to himself, perhaps this story isn't over. And Zuri is not just an ordinary girl. In the soft light of the afternoon, a new chapter opened for Zuri, not only as the family chef of the Kamau household, but also as a gateway to deeper secrets, challenges, and untold emotions in the future. If you love the inspiring story of Zuri, the girl from a small village who brought a miracle to the billionaire's daughter, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming episodes full of surprises and heartfelt moments. The journey of changing destinies and the growing bond between Zuri and billionaire Kamau has much more waiting to be discovered. Join us and stay tuned.